Hi, I'm Hazel. It is almost Saturday, so it's time for another vlog. We're going to do a bit of a quick one today. This week we have patch day this week, so this upcoming Tuesday in only 4 days we have a brand new patch, 7.1 is going to be hitting live servers, and it feels soon. I don't know why it feels soon. We've had Legion for a while now, right? Like two and a half months, but it feels soon. But I think I'm about ready for new content. I cleared all of Emerald Nightmare. We've been doing Mythic Plus, and that's been good, and I feel like I understand what's going on there. And I think the thing that I'm most excited for from 7.1 on Tuesday is Karazhan. That Karazhan dungeon, it's got so much cool stuff in it. It's got like a mount to get, it's got some pets, it's got just a whole bunch of bosses. I don't know exactly how it's gonna work in terms of, like, they said it's like raid length, but it's 5-man, so you're not necessarily intended to do it all in one sitting. But so I don't know if you like go in and, you know, do half of it, and then the next day you're like, okay, well, our healer's not on, and our tank is eating nachos. Let's just pug tank for the last couple of bosses. Maybe they aren't, like, I don't know how we're gonna handle that with lockouts. Maybe we'll just do guild groups and have them scheduled. I don't know if my guild's that coordinated, but we're gonna need something to do on our second raid night, because we're now down to a 1-night clear in Emerald Nightmare, and we have 2 raid nights, and we're not really doing normal anymore, except for maybe, like, alt-raid pugs, so, yeah, maybe we'll do Karazhan on the Thursday night. I should suggest that. But yeah, I'm excited. There's gonna be new raiding with leashes to do, and it's gonna be good. Patch days are always fun, so that's coming on Tuesday. And then I think on Monday, I'm gonna try and have a video that kind of rounds up what we are and aren't getting and what's coming, because I don't believe we are getting the new raids yet. We're still a little bit ways to go on Nighthold, and then the Trial of Valor raid, which is coming in 7.1, won't be coming right at launch. That'll be at some point, I think, after the Nighthold. Pretty sure that's the case. So I'm going to do some research and put together a video on that, so that on Monday we can catch up on exactly what's happening and what's not happening. What else? In WoW, for me, just for me, I still have no legendary, and I know I'm not alone. I know there's lots of you that still are with me in pain of not having legendaries, but it just really sucks. Just like looking at the guild news and, oh, this raider got a legendary, and this raider got a legendary, and this person doesn't raid and they got a legendary, and this person came back to WoW for a half hour and they got a legendary, and I'm just sitting here doing, like, I've done the Emerald Nightmare on LFR, normal, and heroic every single week. And I've been doing all my Mythic Plus dungeons and my daily heroics and my emissary cache and my Withered Army training, and I'm just like, just give me something. And then yesterday, the other Shadow Priest in my guild, there's 3 of us, but the one that I like really compete with got the best in slot legendary. So while I'm happy for him, because Shadow Priest Master Race, and I want us as a Shadow Priest collective to be on top of the meters in my guild, I'm choking on this giant mound of salt because I want it real bad, and I'm so jealous. But it'll happen for me eventually. On stream this afternoon, I think I'm just going to do Mythic Dungeons. Not Mythic Plus, but I think we're just going to try and get some viewer groups together to get through as many normal Mythic Dungeons as we can, because those have a chance, and I need all the chances I can get. So no Legendary, but soon. And at this point, I'll even be happy with, like, a really awful one, because at least that puts me one step closer to getting a better one, because I'm pretty sure you can't get duplicates. I think once you have one, you have it, and then it's removed from your drop pool, so I'll take whatever I can get at this point. What else? Hallow's End has rolled back around, so it's now Halloween in WoW in addition to Overwatch. I was a little disappointed with them not adding a whole lot. There's a new daily quest, where you go and kill this lady in Vel'Shirah, and she has a chance to drop you 3 cosmetic witch hats, and that's super cool, except that you can't transmog them, and Blizzard has tweeted that they do not intend for you to ever be able to transmog those, so they're just gray gear that soulbinds to you, so you can't even send it to your bank alt so she can look snazzy. It's just, I don't understand what the thinking is there. So yeah, this year's Hallow's End is kind of disappointing, but if you missed anything from previous years, there's lots and lots of pets and toys to get, and then of course, everybody that doesn't have the Headless Horseman's mount is back at that grind, so good luck to everybody that's trying to get the Headless Horseman mount, and yeah, happy Hallow's End. Oh, and the rep buff is always nice too. If there's any rep grinding that you ever want to do, don't forget to go pick up your Wicker Man buff. It's 2 hours instead of 1 hour, which is really nice. I think the Fire Festival rep buff is only like 1 hour and you have to go back to the pole all the time, but once you've hit up that big Wicker Man outside of Stormwind or Orgrimmar, you're good for 2 hours, so that's kind of nice. What else? In personal me life, my computer, I can confidently say it's fixed. So, I replaced the motherboard. I was talking about this last week. I got a new motherboard. I rebuilt it on Saturday with a brand new motherboard, and I replaced it, and that went pretty smoothly. And I thought that would have fixed it, and it was fine for like a day and a half, 2 days, and then it happened again, and I'm just like, oh no, I just spent a bunch of money on a motherboard, I spent all this time installing it, and it's still not fixed. And at that point, since this started happening, I have replaced the motherboard, the power supply,
the case, shit, what else? Something else. I replaced something else. Did I? Maybe I didn't. But in any case, I thought, and of course I reformatted everything and reinstalled everything, so I was confident it wasn't a software issue. And I had thoroughly tested, I was pretty confident at that point that it was not the RAM or the processor or the hard drives, because I had thoroughly stress tested those with diagnostics, and they seemed to be totally fine. So at that point, I'm like, okay, this has to be my graphics card, right? Like, there's nothing else in there. So I went out in like a thunderstorm. I went walking in a thunderstorm to the electronics store, and I got a new graphics card. I bought myself a 1070 that I couldn't really afford, but it's fine. I need my computer to work. And I got it installed, and then I took the old graphics card out, which was my 770, which I was pretty sure was a problem. And my husband installed that in his computer so we could see if it did the thing again. And then a couple days later, it did the thing again. So it was the graphics card, which is pretty funny because a lot of people told me it wasn't when I was first talking about replacing the graphics card. A lot of people were like, no, they don't do that. But apparently they do. So in fact, it was the graphics card. It was a really weird issue that didn't come up a whole lot. Like I ran Firmark for a while. I did a bunch of stress testing on it, and it was mostly fine, but every now and then it just decides it hates me and shuts down. So my new graphics card has fixed my PC. It shouldn't have any more problems, and I'm hoping, now that half of the damn thing is new, like the only thing in there that is from my original build is my RAM, processor, and hard drives. Right? Yeah. Oh, and the cooling. Those are the only things that are old in there, so it would have a new computer. Surely I've added some years onto the end of its lifespan. I hope so, because I can't afford to go mess around in there anymore. But I feel good that it's new, or that it's fixed, and it's kind of nice having a new graphics card in there. I was not as blown away by the GTX 1070 as I wanted to be. I thought it was going to be a huge upgrade over my 770, and on paper, looking at benchmarks, it kind of is, but then I realized once I started running it that I'm playing WoW. WoW doesn't really take a huge amount of power. I have everything pretty much turned up and it's fine, and the 1070 is still not enough to turn everything up to max and have it run above 60 FPS, just because I think it's shadows. Shadows in particular are extremely GPU intensive, and they don't really add a whole lot to my gameplay, so I always just turn shadows off, but getting a pretty good frame right now, and hopefully the thing is just good for a while. It feels really good to have all that behind me. That was really stressing me out, so it's nice to have it fixed. I am starting to get hyped for BlizzCon. BlizzCon's pretty soon, right? It's like early November, and we're in the last week or so of October right now, so we're in like the roughly 2 weeks away from BlizzCon range, which is about the time that I start to look at my Twitter feed and look at all these people getting excited about packing and getting their hotels and planning meetups and parties, and I get really jealous and sad because I'm not going because I can't afford to. But I have my virtual ticket, and I'm still really hyped because we're going to get announcements, and it's just I'm going to be able to watch the BlizzCon championships, and it's just going to be really fun to watch, even if I'm not there. So yeah, it's always kind of like a bittersweet hype. Like, I really want BlizzCon to be here, but I'm always going to be a little bit sad that I'm not actually there, even though that would be like a lot of hassle to actually get myself there. But one of these years we're going to do it. One of these years I'm going to save up and get myself to BlizzCon, and I'm going to meet some people, and it's 1 year. I promise, 1 year eventually. Before I die, I will go to BlizzCon. So yeah, that is about it for my week. If anybody has any questions they would like answered on a vlog, just leave them as comments on the most recent vlog. I looked through the comments of the last one. I didn't see any actual questions, so if anybody has any, just leave them under here. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!